Yo! Video games.
We got invited to a playtest right after the Game Awards because the devs were in town, and we got an opportunity to chat with some folks that we had not seen in a year and a half, or played that game in a year and a half. I'm delaying so I can allow Kenny to come in and show the surprise. And yeah, we got to like sit down with them and chat a lot. Like about as much and play as much, if not more, than we did Summer Games Fest of 2024.
Yeah.
So it had been a long time, and we were like, dude, a lot has changed. And the nice part is that they still have quite a bit of time. He's coming. They still have quite a bit of time from them actually releasing the game to polish even more stuff up and make it even bigger. And yeah, it was Phantom Blade Zero.
God dang it.
And I didn't even know this until recently. The most watched trailer of all of the Game Awards was Phantom Blade Zero. The most views.
And remember, chat, I was the one who said this was real.
Yeah, we keep saying that. Kenny deserves the credit. We thought the game was bullshit. We thought it was completely fake.
I was like, damn, look at that. You guys are like, fake game.
Yeah, we're like, no, the game's fake.
It's too good.
No,
Not real. It looks too good to be real.
Too good to be real.
Yeah.
It's actually real.
And it played just like it did in the trailer.
It played like it just, even more so now than it did before.
Yeah.
They clearly got I was kind of saying this, where it's like the developer or the director of the game at the time, we reported this in a while, was confident the game was going to be out that year.
Yeah.
Was like saying, our release date's soon. Like, we're going to be putting the game out, like, soon. This was back in 2024. He's like, it'll be out before the end of the year. And we're like, whoa, that's crazy. So cool. Like, not even that far from now. Anyway, what happens? Year and a half later, nothing. Like, they vanish off the face of the earth. Like, we knew it wasn't canceled, but this happens a lot at E3, or historically it's happened at E3. You get a dev that has something, and they don't know if they really have something.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know if it's good or not. And they think it's good, and they're behind it and everything, but does it really hit? It's kind of hard to tell.
You know where that happened? Cuphead.
Yep, Cuphead, 100%.
I mean, this happened to Cuphead.
Also,
Cuphead.
Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori 2, also heavily manipulated by good word of mouth and changed what they were. So with that being said, they vanished. And they kind of went back to like mainland over in China and back to develop the game, and pretty much were like, a lot of people really like it. Actually, people were really into it, like way more than they were anticipating. And when that happens, like investors start showing up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
People like, especially in the Chinese game industry, which is just blowing up right now. Investors start going like, "Oh, you might have something. Here's more to make sure you have something. We'll guarantee that, like almost, right?"
Yeah.
And yeah, we were talking to them again, and that's pretty much what happened. Like, there was just so much interest in the title that they were completely like confounded by it, and they just went back and they just added a shit ton of stuff to the game. Like, just as an example of how wild it is, this was a 4-weapon game.
Yeah.
It's like, we have about 4 different types of weapons. Like, there's variations in between, but there's like 4 different movesets. Back at Summer Games Fest, approximately.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay, so listen. We have 30 unique weapons, 30 unique movesets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
You have 30 main weapons, primary weapons, 25 different
and 25 sub-weapons.
Which are not the same.
Which are not the same
not
thing.
the same.
They have different moves. Sub-weapons are like unique usage, but they do different things. We're talking. We went and played Phantom Blade. We'll show footage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So they came back and they're like, yeah, so now we have 30 main weapons. They all have different animations.
Yeah.
Like, they all do different things.
Yeah, different things, different combos.
We got to play with 8 of them, and you would get multiple straight swords, but they would all have different styles.
Yeah.
Like, just completely different attacks, mediums, lights and heavies, and combos and finishers and counters and everything.
And then some of them were, like, better for defensive.
Some of them were parry swords that had different animations on parry swords. It's like, so they were like, so we went back and we wanted to turn the game into a build game.
Yeah.
Like, we wanted you to have
exactly.
builds. So it's like, oh shit! I guess it was good. They're like,
it was tasty.
So they really turned the game into something that has like a shit ton of variety and isn't just like an action game, strictly an action game. So luckily, like a lot of the footage that came out was already reflective of that.
Yeah.
So anything we want to talk about, I got like 12, 15 minutes of footage that already has existed before we get our gameplay footage, which they recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And they let us fuck around with the level design a lot.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was definitely
footage first, or
no, I don't have any footage. They recorded it, but they haven't sent it over.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's been a bunch of footage over the past couple months of what we played.
Okay.
So it's like it's out there.
So they changed it.
The game is just way bigger.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like expanded.
And what was the thing about the big playable section that we
There's
played?
projectiles.
Remember what he said? It was a side quest.
Side quest, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The thing we played, he said, yeah, this is 100% missable.
There was like multiple bosses. It was a huge ass level, huge
Multiple
upgrades.
bosses and a giant crazy weapon that gives you,
You can
access,
only get there.
That gives you access to other parts of the stage.
The whole area and all of the plot around it.
Yeah.
It was not main.
Completely
was
missable.
not part of the main game story.
And I was asking things like, okay, so like you're investigating this whole area. There's a whole bunch of shit you could do. Like that's really cool. There's Metroidvania elements to a degree, where it's like you kill a boss and you get their hammer, and you go back and you realize it makes you immediately blow open this one part of the map, and you're like, oh, I have seen these parts of the map. Like there's been icons, but I couldn't do anything with them. You have to go back and you unlock other parts of the map from that, which have more fights and things like that. So they make it like kind of Metroidvania-ish.
Yeah.
Is there a mini-map? No. There was no mini-map.
There was.
No, it's Souls-like.
I mean, you could check
The level design.
check the map.
If there's it's not a Souls-like directly, but it's got Souls-like level design, where it's like about shortcut unlocking, and here's a checkpoint. You know what? You know why
there is
it's
fast travel too.
you know why it's not a Souls-like? When you die, you don't drop your shit and then have to go back and get it, and all the enemies repop. Not there.
Because the director, he likes to go by the name Soulframe Liang.
Yeah.
And he said something very specific to that.
Die for real.
When we were going back, he's like, "Yeah, I don't like wasting the player's time." Like he's got he's got a very big mindset like I do, where I'm just kind of like, why are you gonna make me repeat something I've already done? To the point of like now I'm just kind of like like I could do it in my sleep. And he's like, I don't really. So he's like, he's not a like. He's not a fan of that.
So not Code Veronica.
Right.
Well, more specifically, not like what Souls-likes do, where when you die, it sends you back to the checkpoint. You effectively dump out your experience that you have to go back and get. And all the enemies that you killed are back. That's what Souls games do.
Okay.
That's like the whole. That's like the hyper gameplay loop of a Souls game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why Elden Ring kind of did a little bit better, because if you got to the boss fight, then you just kind of started there, as opposed to like some other games where you had to go all the way back. But
when the enemies come back, are they stronger?
No.
The enemies don't.
The enemies do not come back.
Not in this game.
Okay, not
In Souls games, no. It's just the enemies that you killed. Like they repop when you repop.
The walk of shame.
We need to establish something because it's already got people confused. This is not a Souls-like. And they want people to know that.
It's not a Souls-like.
This is not a Souls-like game.
The one thing that it has, because he does say we're taking little bits of like everything. Because the one thing they don't necessarily want is for it to be specifically Souls-like action. They don't want that. They want it to be like
it's not
very mashy and very
it's
fun.
It's not Souls action. It's not Souls. It's not an RPG. This isn't a game where like you were building up like stats or whatever.
And that's the thing I wanted to find out, which they didn't want to talk about too much. Like, what's the progression like? Like, can we see that? Like, that's not in the build right now. We're not talking about it.
Some of that stuff was locked away, but it was like you would go off the beaten path. You would look for enemies. You'd kill them. Sometimes that would grant you an item.
So
that you get enough amber, and it boosts your
life gauge.
Yeah, your life gauge, which was like the flowers. And then like the amber was your stamina. So what is equivalent to stamina?
So so it's like so why do you not just run by every single enemy? Well, in the demo that we played, they incentivize player to enemy engagement.
I already ate it.
Okay, cool.
So don't even bother. Don't even bother.
They incentivize player to enemy engagement by like, oh, there's a bunch of dickheads in this area and I'm being shot. Why am I just running by this? If you kill all of them, you get like a 1/4 resource that increases your stamina permanently. So that's what encourages you to go back to other levels and find things that you missed in side quests, because there's literally like mega stat increases if you go and kill everybody. So it isn't just like, hey, and how do Souls games do that? It's just an experience point.
You're gonna be making life harder for yourself by running past things, because the drops you get from enemy mobs or enemy encounters are so worth it. Because like I said, like the amber for the stamina, what is equivalent to stamina in this game, it's a 30% increase.
Yeah.
You find, it's 1 of 4. Again, it's much more like Devil May Cry or other games where it's like.
And they said that'll be balanced out in the final game.
You found a fourth of a thing, and you find 4 of these to do like a permanent life increase.
So somebody says, does it remind you of Sekiro or Stellar Blade?
Neither.
Wow.
No, it's at the core, it is more character action.
Yeah, it is not a Souls-like.
Okay.
The only thing it took from Souls was interconnected map design.
Yeah.
Because Soulframe is an architect.
Yeah.
A literally has like a professorate or something of architecture.
And to be honest,
and likes maps like that.
This tied directly into the conversation we had with him a year and a half ago, where we were seeing all this crazy action stuff, and I was talking about the game, and I was like, "Is it a Souls-like?" And he's like, "Not necessarily." And I was like, talking about it, how, because the combat in this does not feel like a Souls-like, it feels like a character action game. And he's like, I'm not a big fan of combat in Souls games.
Yeah.
Just in general. He's like,
that was my
he's like, it's
gripe.
a little simplistic. They make it more interesting from variety, and it's like, you're not wrong. Like, I love Bloodborne. And it's got some of the best Souls combat, but is it like better than Neo? Hell no. Like, Neo's got actual combat, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
And he said the one thing that he liked the most about Souls games was the level design. He liked the interconnected world, the levels unlocking things.
He said specifically part 1 to me. When
Dark Souls 1.
When I was talking to him, like Dark Souls 1 in particular.
Yeah. And you definitely feel that. Like, it has some pretty engaging, like, cool things that happen where it's like, oh, I've been subverted in this area. I had to turn around to go do that. I could go do this. It was hiding right around the corner. I can run in here, and there's all this stuff down there. It's like, oh, wow. So I'm running around looking for shit.
So I'm going to be the chat. I'm having a hard time understanding what you guys are trying to portray. Let's say you compare it to something.
Okay.
What is the closest thing you can compare it to? You got Stellar Blade, you got Sekiro,
Ninja Gaiden 4.
Ninja Gaiden with Dark Souls maps.
Yeah.
What?
It's kind of like it's kind of like the combat is a less crackhead version of a Ninja Gaiden game.
Jesus.
But with way more weapons.
Yeah.
And actual interconnected kind of like Souls-like Miyazaki map design.
That sounds like DMC.
No,
DMC is like a less crackhead version of Ninja Gaiden.
So here's the difference, and I was actually asking about this.
Yeah.
So DMC is an action game that requires you to learn a bunch of inputs.
Yeah.
Like I have to do a full circle, and then I press a button, I get that. I do back forward towards the enemy, I get that. I press forward towards the enemy,
moves,
I get that. What does Ninja Gaiden do? Ninja Gaiden's about holds. You hold the button here, and you get this.
Right.
I'm gonna press the attack and let it go at the right time. You get that. It's all about holds. This one's about combos.
Yep.
So every single weapon has like 5 or 6 combos that do different things.
Oh, okay.
So you have to just and there's moments in the combos that can be interrupted. You can jump cancel. You can do all this shit. This game's about like literally it's just light and heavy.
Sounds like Shinobi, bro.
And there's also jump cancel.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle, triangle.
But
they all do different enders.
The other thing though about the game and the combat in particular is that they want you to be switching weapons mid-step. So you have two equipped weapons at a time.
And here's
they want you to be swapping between the two during a combat.
Here's where it gets a little soulsy in the combat. Certain attacks take up stamina.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Right.
Only some of them do. They take a chunk of stamina. This is why we were losing stamina so fast. I was like, why are we getting crushed? It's because when we're committing to these heavies, it's taking a chunk of stamina.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the stamina bar going down isn't to emulate a Souls game. It's to engage the next part of the game, which is that you have 2 weapons.
Yeah.
And as soon as you switch weapons, stamina's back at the top.
Right.
All the way back at the
it's
top.
basically just it's like almost like it's closer to a cooldown or like a Marvel tag thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
tag out
You
to
pretty
the
much
other
tag
weapon,
in your next weapon.
and it's gonna and then it just it's like
And it just blends together like seamlessly.
And it definitely has the stamina management of something that reminds me of a Neo, or I just played Kazan, kind of similar.
Kazan.
Where you're like, oh, I can't just be dodging constantly. The dodge was costing a chunk of
the
stamina.
reason that why does anything take a bit of like I forget what the name of their it's like stamina.
Like their
but it's
chi,
not.
I think is
Chi
what it's
gauge.
called.
Why does it take anything at all? I'm like, because they don't want the game to be like stun locking an enemy with like just too quick heavy.
Yeah.
Or it's just like knockdown. You never get punished, so it's like you can just cheese your way through. So they're like, okay, we're basically preventing you from like pressing a singular button the whole game with like a good heavy attack that just
Also, it
murks, an enemy.
So
looks more stylish.
when I look at Souls games or even Bloodborne or whatever, I see motherfuckers rolling all the time. Like
It's not a rolling game.
It's
They said specifically they want to avoid that.
okay.
Yeah, it's
not like-
so.
Even in Souls, you just have stamina, so you can't roll all day.
We'll check it out. The game has an inherent like baseline dodge system,
Okay.
where enemies will do blue attacks, which require you to block with correct timing, and then enemies have red attacks, that require you to dodge with correct timing.
That's really stellar. It sounds like some sort of
Stellar Blade got something else before that.
Oh, did it? Did it? I think maybe it perfected it in some way or shape or form because it feels good.
It's in a lot of.
It feels good to do the blue attacks that do the blue attack and then the red attack.
Yeah.
You have to do the red dodge to do the red attack. You know,
Sekiro.
They kind of got it from Sekiro.
They got it. From Sekiro.
And it does also have a guard. Just like an all guard, Ninja Gaiden guard, straight up. Like it's just parrying and like you're just doing all this stuff. It slowly reduces your stamina. But it also has a perfect timed parry.
Which is what I try to do, because I never, the entire time we were playing, all the hours I was playing it, I was never holding block, ever. I always was trying to tap.
Trying to tap it when they're hitting you,
to get the
because it's
parry.
the same Sekiro-ism where if you get the parries, their stamina gauge gets chunked down further.
Well, that's the thing too, is that
you can see their stamina
if you
gauges.
perfect parry 3 times in a row, your weapon glows red.
Well,
that was one just for the sword.
No, someone
sword.
said it was for all the weapons.
I did not see it.
I don't know if that was true, but someone
lied.
said any weapon you can.
It was that one big sword.
The one.
It was why the dude.
Huge,
It was
and you
why
just
the dude
see it
switched to
turn
the
red.
sword on the fight.
Yeah,
because it doesn't work on the.
But yeah, like you perfect parry 3 times and you get like a reward for that.
And I don't know if every weapon does, but at least we saw one that does do that.
Yeah, we saw that, so that was actually pretty cool. I thought I heard the producer say, any weapon.
I did
have to perfect parry 3 times in a row.
I did a lot of perfect parrying, and I didn't see my weapon change. But that sword was clearly red.
Yeah. Well, that sword would like turn red. Maybe it's like a specific thing.
I'll throw some footage. Hold on.
I think it's a specific thing because like the rings, they were meant for dodging, and then that one we could do a phase shift. So like they had these rings that you would use. And then that would make your dodges. You would literally just phase through time. So instead of just kind of like a
So this isn't your footage. You said that they didn't send you.
This was footage from like about a couple months ago or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
this was from like a different event that we were playing. That's a very similar build.
Gotcha. I wanted to ask you guys, out of all 4 of us, did any of us really enjoy Wukong?
No.
it was okay.
I had fun for a bit.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine, but like
This is not like Wukong.
No.
it's beautiful, but whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I'm
was
looking,
just
I'm looking for
square.
I felt like I wasted my money on Wukong, and I'm looking for an answer, and I feel like this is the answer. You know what I mean? Outside of
Okay,
Spellblade.
so I will say personally,
Good, that was dope.
this is 100% the game I hope Wukong was.
Gotcha.
We were looking at Wukong for all those years,
And it looked so good, we were like,
kinda
oh
ended
my God, it's gonna be so
It kind
awesome.
of ended up being very much a Souls-like, with a lot of God of War back end, like the menus and the upgrades.
Gotcha,
were looking more
gotcha.
God of War.
Yeah.
This was sort of what I was hoping it would be. Like, give me the really cool interconnected like levels and shit, but I want to do crazy
Cool
shit
stuff,
with my
yeah.
guy, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do crazy shit with your guy.
So these are the rings that made you like
I should play Kazan. I never.
phase through.
It's hard to get into it,
Yeah.
but it's one of my favorite fucking games ever.
Really?
Dude, I loved it, man. I beat it this year, and it's got the best greatsword I've ever used in a game ever.
Great sword.
Like, just big, heavy ass,
jazz. Yeah.
fucking amazing.
What's his
dude.
name? Cloud Sword.
Like,
I don't know how you guys, you great sword
this game. It
users.
came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know how you
It's
great
DNF
sword
Duel.
users deal with it. Like
It's DNF Duel World. That's the Berserker in DNF Duel.
Really?
But they made a whole.
I am too impatient for the great sword. I don't.
It's too slow.
It was very
Yeah.
slow.
I can't. I don't know how you deal with this. Like I see.
Yo, sub. Thanks, man.
Because we watched the dev like
So,
basically.
Ninja Gaiden, they have multi finishers.
Right. Okay. So yeah. It's an upgrade in Stellar Blade to get like multiple.
I was like, man, I want to hit things. I don't want to like sit there and like.
And they
charge,
said that a lot of everything about the combat of the game is supposed to incentivize offensive combat. Like they want you to get in and engage with the enemies and start. They want the enemies' attacks to turn into the things that hurt them. Like that was the big thing. We were talking about counters and stuff. Like, yeah, when the enemy hits you, like you should have an answer, and it should do something really fucking cool.
Fucking sick, man.
That combo's like square, square, triangle, triangle,
square, triangle.
It only happened for a brief second there, but did you notice? They had the wall camera thing there when he was in the corner, and they did the.
So this is one thing I noticed as I was playing it. You pretty much have. And chat, you know, like Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden, they're a lot. They're a lot different than Souls games.
Insane.
Because in Ninja Gaiden and DMC, you know what you have? Big ass areas, like big fucking zones. Here's where you can fight like 16 enemies. They all come in and fight, but it's huge. So the camera isn't really an issue. They kind of like eliminate camera problems.
It's very narrow.
But this game has a problem. It has the level design of a Souls-like. So you have really narrow corridors. So what the fuck are you gonna do with the camera with this wild ass action game? People flipping and dipping and jumping around and all this stuff, and it's like, I noticed. I'm like, I have no issues with the camera in this game so far. I'm like, how hard was that? He was like, very hard, because we have small corridors and you have to fight a lot of enemies in small corridors. So the camera actually makes a lot of sense.
There were times where eventually, you know, something would mess up, but you'll see this weird like fisheye invisibility thing.
Enemies are attacking enemies.
When it's inside an object, it'll do this sort of like invisible fisheye kind of thing.
So this is lore type.
This is a secondary weapon as an example of what secondary weapons do. And you get limited. It's on the right button over there. He just switches to it. He's using axe. Look at this thing.
They didn't give a fuck about you. They just they said,
he didn't do the triple.
I love and the sound of that axe too.
It sounds like a jet.
Yeah, like when you're revving it up.
So wait, so what company is this? Who the heck are these guys?
Their first game.
Their first
game?
Their first console.
Their first big console through like big budget game.
What the hell?
They're self-publishing.
We got new guys in the. We got a new challenge as into the ring.
The first version of this game is on.
It's like an old RPG Maker.
RPG Maker. Yeah. That sold really well.
Yeah. So pretty much what they, as we understand. Phantom Blade Zero is a prequel.
Prequel.
And the original story is from like a Phantom Blade game that the main director made, which was like a turn-based RPG.
An RPG Maker.
That he made like in an RPG Maker in the mid-2000s, and it sold like a few 100,000 copies.
We can go back. That's when you had the parries. And
you saw the sword get red there.
Yeah, that was sick. So Simmons, you wouldn't say it's an indie game then, right? Because
no, this is a big budget.
I mean, in a way, but like the thing is because I actually specifically asked them about it. I said, "Is this part of the China Hero project by Sony or whatever?" No.
They said no. They didn't get funding from Sony.
Like they actually didn't get.
It's not a Sony game.
This isn't like a major corpo is back.
Comes out in September.
It's self-published.
Mm-hmm. That was actually.
But they made their name. They got their ability to do all this because of the success of Phantom Blade 1, 2, and 3 on mobile.
Right. They just took the money and they said, let's invest it in something on console. And somebody's saying Stellar Blade did the same thing. Now, the whole premise of it is because it was something successful on mobile, and they used that money to
make a big game.
Jeez, the mobile market's kind of crazy. I mean,
it allows, and the same thing happened to fucking like DNF and shit. They create this little like virtual world game, and now they have so much goddamn money they don't know what to do with. Let's make fighting games. Let's make action games. Let's do it all.
They're just investing. It really is. It's just like, hey, stick something to the wall. Throw a bunch of stuff to the wall and see what sticks.
We have money. Like, what are your ideas?
Right.
That's the thing. They just want to increase like brand. Like they want to have the chance to get really cool things to happen.
Hey man, that's how these companies start, man.
Yep.
Fucking. It still blows my mind. Nintendo was a card company or whatever, a card trading company, and then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, let's try something else. Okay, there you go.
It pretty much is playing exactly like it looks. It is a bit more grounded than like a Ninja Gaiden. For example, and this is a criticism, you can't like jump up anything. Like, your character cannot, like, grab onto any general surface and pull themselves up. Like, even this little thing right here, I tried jumping up it, it wouldn't let me. And I was like, okay. You are, unless it's a very specific area, you can scale and run upstairs or run up a rope or something like that. So it isn't, like, full freedom of like jumping on everything. Like you're still sort of grounded, kind of like a Souls game.
There's a
in
little
some way.
platforming. And see, this is the axe you get, and
That's
like,
fucking
since
cool.
you have this axe, it gives you access to this area. So it is like
All the
Metroidvania.
weapons give you access to certain areas.
Yeah, it's
that
like a
you can go.
Metroidvania.
Gotcha.
So no platforming at all. I would argue it is Souls platforming, like straight up. It definitely is closer to Souls.
We didn't even see that.
Yeah, there's
like
like
Souls will have like some weird area where you're supposed to like
What the fuck was
make
that?
some weird jumps across a bunch of little like pits. Or
I know,
we didn't
I
even
know
see
how he
that.
did it. We didn't. I didn't get that to happen though, dude. And there's a lot of secret moves for weapons. Like
Really?
things they said if you let go of the button here, if you just frame it there, you get this. And I was like, what?
What the fuck?
KYH, thank you. Yeah, it's like side games. They get a whole bunch of money and then they invest it into like a whole bunch of shit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, like this.
Which is how it should be, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, like I don't know.
Like stop relying on like big
It's like the
publishers. to-
PUBG devs buying out the PUBG publisher buying out the guys that made Evil Within and Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're like, just do what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep doing that.
And like,
We're now doing with a lot of AI.
Now do it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
yeah,
This
and
was a
that
secret
weapon.
move.
Wow.
The devs had to show us this one.
Yeah. And that one's sick too, because like you use that like as a crowd move.
It's funny he's dodging because it probably looks better. You can parry them. But
Yeah, you can parry all of them.
Yeah.
You gonna parry that ass?
Yep. But dude, no, and like, and I don't know if they talked about it while I was gone, but like everything like, so it's not like a
That guy got
Souls like
his ass
because
kicked.
like everything is cancelable, so you can just cancel immediately into dodge or
Yes.
block, so you don't have to play like a Souls like, okay, I have to stop this attack so I can do it.
No, I want you to keep going.
Yeah, so you can just be doing a combo and then just hit block and get the parry, so it's like seamless action the entire time.
I only had 3 total criticisms.
All right.
English dub was pretty rough. From what we saw so far, and there wasn't a lot, the English dub was like, it's there. I'm probably going to be playing it in its native language. Like, in the end, I think it'll just be cooler if I hear it. I think it was in Mandarin.
I believe it was
think it was.
Mandarin. It said it said Chinese
Yes.
on the in-game UI.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming
Hit
Mandarin because
Star.
the dev is based in Beijing
Yeah.
and
So-
Captain Shanghai, so I'm probably Mandarin.
So every weapon in this game you get from bosses, or you can find them in
I
chests.
don't
Like
know
these-
exactly.
This weapon you get from this guy.
We saw weapons come from bosses
Yeah.
several
Okay,
times
gotcha.
in this thing.
So it could be either or.
Yeah, probably me
So-
even exploring.
The dub I didn't think was necessarily the most powerful element of the game. It was like, it was there. The other thing was that they're still working on stuff with camera and lock on. Like a lot of the game has like an automatic lock, which sort of fights against you and what you want to do at times. It sort of prioritizes the closest enemy, which is maybe closer to like I was trying to play the game, but at many other times we were really trying to get this one specific enemy in a group of 6.
Yeah.
I would say like the solution to that, like if not like a huge one, is make a toggle of lock on to like, because right now the game, if you're locked on an enemy and there's a group you're fighting,
Yeah.
and someone gets between you and the person locked on,
It switches.
it'll auto lock to the closer enemy.
We couldn't change that in the demo.
The simple thing is make the just have a toggle auto lock on, or like auto lock on switch on or off. Like if I manually locked onto an enemy, it stays there until I manually move it. Or
and that was the thing. Things were happening that were outside of what I was doing,
So
and it was
just,
frustrating.
Like maybe offer a toggle, like whether or not I want that or not.
Yeah.
That's kind of like maybe like the quick solution to it.
And it wasn't a problem all the time. It was like every few fights you'd have some issue where it's like, oh, the game is like heavily prioritizing this enemy for some reason.
Yeah.
And I want that one. And was there?
Not only that, dude,
Is
like,
that it?
and these aren't even main bosses. Like this one, like the Magnificent, like the Something 7 is so freaking badass.
This is a
dude.
sub-boss. I mean, this is a side quest
like
boss.
a side
too.
quest boss, and then it's like, it just reminded me of like Wu-Tang movies, because like they're called the Something 7, and then they all like fight you, and then they all attack at the same time, and you parry them, and it's insane, dude. Yeah, tons of side quests. It is so clean. Let's see if they do it. Did you get to record the footage of you fighting the 7?
No, oh, we did.
Channel horror, I am too, man.
We don't have it yet.
Okay, we don't have it.
Yeah, they have to like download it and transfer it over.
Try something new.
Put it on a drive.
What's up, Eagle?
So anyway, it was just like really fun. Like, and we were playing through it, and it's like this feels like this quest takes us about an hour to try to get everything in this level, and we got everything. We actually saw everything in the level, and it took us about like 60 solid minutes of just running around, killing, and exploring.
Yeah, I didn't know we could have like went longer because like when I was like, I'm like, okay, I'll have when he's taking care of till like 4. I wish I would have stayed a little longer because like there's things where like
the one thing that was kind of a problem in the game, and they said it's not done.
Performance stuff.
Well, not just performance stuff. It was a huge issue for you and me personally, and they like because they kept saying like they're like, oh, you gotta heal. I'm like, well.
Oh yeah, healing was hard.
Healing was a little weird sometimes, where they're like, no.
They were
like,
aware of it.
The final game is supposed to be like you can cancel into healing no matter what.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you had like the healing took a long time to kick in, and we didn't know if it was kicked in or not.
Yeah, and he didn't want healing to be something you had to like.
Yeah.
Very manually, like you go out of your way to do.
Well,
He's like, I didn't want it.
Is it different enough though?
He's like, I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like Monster Hunter. He said, that's way too long.
Like the same stuff.
No, I'm just chatting with the chat. Don't worry about me.
What are you answering to? You have to say.
I know.
You have to say the question or whether then answer.
Okay. Well,
Nobody knows.
One of them said they're a little bored of the Chinese ancient era. It seems to be overdone a lot in these games, and we see it a lot all over.
It seems like a lot of games that come from the region have like a big cultural significance.
You're right.
You know.
I mean, it's
We do have a lot of war shooters.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we got a lot of that too. I just wish these devs would try something new.
I mean, I get what you mean, where it's like Where the Winds Meet and Wu Chang and I mean, but that's the thing. It's like they all based on different mythology and things. To them, those are very different, and to us, they all kind of seem
very similar.
Yeah,
which is just, I guess, a global thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this one is like kind of a lot different. It's much closer to a Ninja Gaiden in gameplay.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw the weird little fish.
Chinese, right? I'd say that. Party.
Yeah, so there's also jumping attacks too.
Yeah.
Which we were just starting to use a whole bunch when we were playing.
Yeah, see, this is the camera thing.
Yeah, you can see the camera like fisheye thing.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, right. They went through.
Like it's showing you like
Yeah.
we're behind an object.
Is the game button mashy? 100%. Like, it is very button mashy, like an action game always is, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you ever played a Devil May Cry or a Ninja Gaiden game, they're naturally very button mashy.
But if you mash a bunch of times against better bosses, you're not gonna win.
Oh, if you don't use the mechanics against it,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
you can play the game on a lower difficulty. And
there's
be fine.
because like people get confused. Oh, it's a button mashing game. Does it mean just do like
No,
you have to
mashing
actually
means
learn.
that, like, I need to make a video about this. Mashing means, like, when you face roll the controller and wiggle the joystick like crazy, like mashing.
Yeah.
Does cool stuff still happen? Do cool things happen?
Yeah, yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, of course.
And I need to make a video for this for fighting games in the future, which is like, all these devs are trying to casualize the hell out of fighting games more than ever before now, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you know how to tell if your game is good for casuals? If you face roll every single button on the controller and mash the stick in every direction, does cool shit happen?
Yes,
And if it does, you're good. Like, your game is casual friendly.
but I wouldn't even say that about like MVC2. But that does happen.
Bro, MVC2, you literally press 2 buttons and all 3 characters come out and it spends 3 meters.
Right. I would.
They did it.
They did. Okay.
They literally did it. They made it mash friendly, more than MVC1.
Yeah. There's no way you're like beating the game that you're mashing your way through that game. Even like
but versus CPU, you absolutely could.
against the boss.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh my
You'd be
God.
totally fine if you bring 3 Ryus out and they just all do that shit to Onslaught or
Abyss.
the Abyss. He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
3 beams, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
You just mash heavy and heavy, you win. Like that was the point of fighting games in arcades. Was that you can have people just face rolling the stick and all the buttons, and they would do well, but not against people, not against like anybody else that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. I think that's the difference.
Like it's insane. There's 30 weapons, and each weapon's counter is different in a different animation and
Different
stuff
animation.
like that. Like,
Different
if
moveset,
it's
different
the ring, it's
combos.
going to use
Wait, the timing
ring.
is different?
No,
No,
timing.
the visuals, what they do.
Gotcha.
Well, it's because he said there are 6 or 7 actual kung fu masters they put into the mocap suit.
Yeah.
At their mocap studio. It wasn't like they had one.
Yeah, here's the disciple of the 7 stars.
They had like 7 martial arts, like masters of certain different types of martial arts and weapons to do all the
What
different.
the hell?
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is the fight I was telling you about.
They spent that money is what you're saying.
The disciple of the
They
7
could have paid all
stars.
those master, martial arts
So
masters.
they come in, look. This is so goddamn sick, bro. Like this
fight's fucking hard on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And we did. There's a trick to making it harder.
Yes.
And we did. And
we did it, and it became very hard.
Yeah. Yoink.
This shit is so fucking clean. This just reminded me
so
about
he's a puppet?
the old Shaolin
Yeah.
movies.
God damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're gonna start up Terminator chat. We just got to play this again yesterday,
Yes.
the first time in like a year and a half, and
they changed
wanted to talk about it.
Oh hell yeah! Like, it's such a cool. And this is not even a main boss. This is a side quest.
And bosses can parry you too.
Yeah.
By the way, like
Look
you
at
just
that.
saw it right there. Where you grabbed, you picked up and threw you.
Oh.
Bosses will do stuff to you.
And that's what they talked about too. Their difficulty on the AI isn't like just making them bullet spongy.
It's adaptive difficulty.
It's adaptive difficulty.
Yeah, they play footsies with you.
And
It's
they
hard.
say, yeah, and it's not input reading.
It's not-
they didn't
they're
use
reading.
input reading for their AI.
They said they hate it when bosses input read you.
Yes.
So it's pretty much the antithesis of Souls-like boss design.
Yes. So it's going to faint. It's going to like parry. Yeah.
That's only on the hardest difficulty.
They said that they didn't want to just do a stat increase.
Yeah.
So it's not a stat increase on hard.
Bosses do different moves.
They're like the bosses do different moves. They'll act more aggressive. They act different rather than it just takes longer to kill them. You do less damage. It's not that.
And then the music on the
It's
stage.
like cranking the difficulty on a fighting game.
And to be clear, this is good AI, not bad AI, right?
Well,
we're talking about.
Oh, this is just CPU.
CPU, not like
we're
AI.
not saying AI.
Gotcha. This drastically got different.
Oh yeah. It's so fucking clean, man.
Just remind me, there's like this weird 2D game that's like PC only that I swear Nick Gordon is doing like a fucking music on, dude. It looks fucking crazy just because of the music. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
To see him counter everything and all the shit that we were getting our asses kicked
Oh, you gotta
by,
get
dude.
bodied by it.
I'm just like, this guy has done this 1,000
This
times.
guy wasn't too bad on normal. He really wasn't.
No, we beat him on normal pretty easily.
We beat him on normal pretty easy. He's not that.
This is I think the harder difficulty one
on
too.
Hellwalker, it was like, God,
Hellwalker.
because
It is-
this happens.
Yes.
Because this happens. And
So
then
that previous boss they were fighting, chat, on the rooftop, the Red Wraith,
you can kill her.
you can kill her when you first encounter her, or they don't tell you this. You can run away from the battle, like progress, just jump to the chain and swing
Jesus
away,
Christ shows up and helps.
and she will show up and defend
And she ends up, when she dies, she gives the final boss a third form.
third, and then she'll give him like a third boost phase if you kill her during this fight. So there's hidden boss encounters where it's like it could just be
It's like
this.
a Proto Man type
It's,
thing.
it's more
this
closer to
guy-
like Dark Souls shit.
Yeah, like this guy Two-Face,
Fucking
or
hell.
this guy Two-Face, but then she comes in through a third, and then she boosts him for another one. It's like, okay, depending on how you handle other boss fights will impact this one.
What the hell is her problem?
This is already my game of the year.
Pissed off.
Jeez, what the fuck?
This is already my game of the year, dude.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
He's getting hit.
And believe me, no, this is not Wukong, because Wukong was square.
Wukong was a light version of a Souls-like
Yes.
combat with stamina. Like you see him swinging his sword, and you can see the bottom left, which is
Yeah.
the sort of it's
Yellow
not so
bar.
much. It's less of a stamina gauge and more of a what is that thing in like Sekiro or whatever? Like your stance.
The stance gauge.
Yeah, it's a stance kind of thing.
You notice on like a lot of normal attacks it doesn't go down, only on big heavies. And it encourages you to. He's about to run out of stamina. He's gonna switch weapons here. No, he's just
so fucking
He's
sick.
just perfect parry.
Yes, they're clean, and it's tight because, like I said, everything is cancelable.
Yeah, this guy's gameplay is pretty.
Yeah, this is insane, bro. This fight's really
How many
hard.
times has this guy got
Probably from the guy we watched do it.
And like,
They played this thousands of times.
Of course.
and what they said, they want this to be like an action movie. When you get really good at this game, they want it to be like, oh, you're watching a John Woo flick, or you're watching a crazy action movie.
Yeah, me and Matt, we were talking to a Soulframe after our play session, and he was very much talking about that, where he was like, all the kung fu movies of the 60s up to the early 2000s, and he says like he really wanted to bring that.
Damn.
What was that? Hey,
What was your
Max did a big
Max.
booty.
Damn.
Hey, Max,
Max
what was
did
that?
a booty.
Damn. Oh, you're watching, Max.
Max,
That's your algorithm. Hey, look at that algorithm.
Max, send me that, Max. I need to work on my butt.
Jesus.
Hey, Max.
Well,
Max's
your
algorithm.
your face is looking at that butt.
Man. You know what this man's been looking at? All right.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, algorithm, go.
That happened to me yesterday where I was like, what the fuck is YouTube recommending me, dude? What is going on? Caught me, dude.
They got him.
My ass
So
is too
yeah,
big.
the big thing from this, from the thing I started when I was talking, I think it was to Will or maybe it was one of the other devs before Soulframe got there, and it was still true even when he did. Is the thing that's different about this game, and we talked. There was a specific wording I used, and he was, they were agreeing and we're saying, yeah, it's a dance.
Yeah, it's a
Combat is a dance in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You are engaging, and they're like, and you might be wailing on a dude, but you're gonna see him like pull out a counterattack, and then you have to react to basically his counterattack.
Yeah.
Counter is counter breaker, combo breaker, whatever. So it's a dance. It's very much supposed to be like get in there, and the reason why he didn't like, why Soulframe doesn't like Souls Combat, I don't like Souls Combat. I don't like the whole roll. Oh, okay, you're finally done with your big, wild, animation that
Buddhist
someone spent
acclimation.
20 months
This
to
is
do.
why I like
Then I
Kazan
can
so
go,
much.
So I can go, now let me go back to roll.
Simmons,
Roll.
I'm not kidding you.
Roll.
The Greatsword in Kazan, and it's a Souls-like, right? But there's core game mechanics similar to this, where like you can dodge certain things by doing certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like enemies do their big red attack, you counter it with this. Like if they do an unblockable grab, you counter it with that.
Yeah.
And in the Greatsword in this game, it literally has 5 different kinds of parries. Like they eventually unlock shit where, I'm not even kidding you, like you can soak hits during Greatsword charging, or when you're building charge, the guy can go huh, and literally grab the weapon and go back to charging to make it even bigger. I'm like, this is so fucking cool, dude. That's what Kazan is like. It's so fucking cool.
I mean,
So
I don't know. I learned to love Souls, like especially combat, is because then I think it made me better at a fighting game player because I had to like manage stuff. I had to like
there's a lot of management.
I had to like.
How come we never heard of Kazan, dude? Like,
it came out.
man, it's only like in
March,
March.
April.
I literally showed it to you guys in like May.
I'm feeling like there was no, advertising. Like, there's no buzz. No
It should have been
advertising.
nominated for best action game, 100%.
So yeah,
100%.
yeah, exactly, Fakaram. Souls made me a better gamer in general, absolutely. Because I'm like, well, I can't keep I have to like manage. I can't like in the fighting games when you get close to the end, it's a scramble. And like what Souls taught me, I can't scramble. Like shit's almost done. I can't scramble and I can't fucking like, oh god, I'm just gonna hit the button till he dies. I still have to calm down and treat it.
Would you say it gets really intense, really close to the end?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it also makes you like not get impatient.
Yes,
Because it's
exactly.
like- and that's all well, good, and
No,
fine.
for sure.
But I don't like it because Souls games also have this feeling of like I am playing as the NPC, and the enemy, the AI controlled opponent, is the main character.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like in a Souls game. You go up against the boss.
That's almost intentional.
They're Dante.
Yeah.
You're the marionette.
Yeah.
You have the limited moveset.
Yeah.
You have the limited mobility. They get to do amazing, massive 20-hit combos. Some animator
a
slaved
good
away
point.
for 6 months to do.
That's a good point.
It's like that, or it feels like you're the
Both
kid.
Simmons and Kenny's right.
You're the kid brother,
true.
and you're playing a fighting game.
true.
But he gave you the broken Madcast controller with the missing button. You have limited options on what you can do. He's got the first party controller. He's gonna whoop your ass. I mean, that's what a Souls-like combat
that
feels
also
like.
goes into the game, like the whole entire game design and experience. Is that's why they are closer to RPGs. You're supposed to start off like very weak.
Absolutely.
You know, and they're not action. They don't. No Souls game, I think, is supposed to give you like
we are both right.
What's it called? What is the term? When you like put myself into the shoes of some crazy powerful guy, you know, like Kratos.
Power fantasy.
Power fantasy. Yeah, Souls games are not power fantasy. It's the exact opposite. Yeah. It is like you're supposed to feel like deprived.
Yeah, and I get that's why people like it because like I struggled from the bottom and worked my way to the top, and it's like cool. But there are just certain things that eventually where I'm like I grow tired of being this sewer rat.
You know where that fatigue comes in when the Souls combat design was influencing almost all action games as well.
Every fucking game.
You know what was tied to your fun factor? A stamina bar.
Stamina bar.
Yeah.
And that was like frustrating because that's the whole point is that I do not want my mobility and stuff. That's what made games like DMC 5 and Ninja Gaiden 4 so good and like Hi-Fi Rush so good. There's no fucking stamina bar, dude.
Yeah.
It's just up to me to utilize all this stuff. That's the difference between like a true action game where it's just like unhinged. You just a billion moves, have fun.
And Souls is better designed than most of its copycats. That's the other problem there too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I'm so sick of Souls, not even for Souls, but for every fucking copycat game that came after it that isn't as good as it. So then it's kind of like you're great. We saturated the market with a bunch of like half-assed copycats. But then there are Liza P.
Those ones that are really good.
That I love Liza P. Liza P. Love it. You love Kazan, like there's...
Dude, for the longest time, like, the best Souls-like I had ever played, until Lies of P, was, oh god, chat, what was the one?
The one.
God, they have another game coming out. Mortis... Fucking, what was it called? Not Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell was like not a bad Souls-like. I'm like, this is pretty, and it was like a very small dev team. They have Mortal Shell 2 coming out. Outside of like Neo, which was a very big game, like these few guys kind of got the tone and vibe of like a Souls game pretty well, and it controlled pretty good. Yeah. And then like Lies of P came out, and it was like, oh, this is like the best one.
And for me, I normally hate stamina bars, but like in a Souls game, I actually like it. Like in Zelda, I hated it because it's like, oh, stamina to climb. But like in a fight, it like literally it taught me to be like, I have to really look at everything. I have to pay attention. I can't scramble. And I'm like, well, I can give myself more stamina to make these things like in the fight. But it's so in Elden Ring, I fucking loved it because it just taught me. It
requires you to really engage the enemy and pay attention. If there's one thing like Souls games have like trained us, like even when we were playing Phantom Blade, you can walk up on this guy. You're like walking down a hallway and there's an opening and there's a guy. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna go triangle assassinate that bitch. But my brain is different. I walk up to him, and as soon as I see the guy, the target in front of me, I look right. Because here comes the fucking bitch with a knife. Yeah. Like, that's Souls design, right? Yeah. Like, as soon as you see the guy, the bitch with the knife is right off screen, right there. But guess what happened in Phantom Blade? There was no bitch on the right. Yeah. Like, it did not have that. Like, the game is not out there to gank you in that way.